Imani Adebayo was a ghost. At least, that's how she felt walking the hallowed, ivy-covered halls of Blackwood Preparatory Academy. A brilliant scholarship student from a world away, she haunted the periphery of conversations that dripped with generational wealth, of friendships forged in country clubs and European summers. She was an observer, her mind sharp and her gaze missing nothing in this gilded cage of New England privilege. Her roommate, Chloe Davenport, was the opposite of a ghost. She was a legacy, a Davenport, a name etched into the stone of the library's east wing. With her blonde hair, effortless grace, and an air of casual ownership, Chloe embodied everything about Blackwood that made Imani feel invisible. Their room was a study in contrasts. Chloe's side a curated collection of expensive trinkets and photos of laughing, sun-kissed friends. Imani's side a neat, sparse space, anchored by a single, precious object on her nightstand, an old, tarnished silver locket, her only connection to a family history she barely knew. The headmistress of Blackwood, Mrs. Eleanor Blackwood, was a woman carved from granite and tradition. A direct descendant of the school's founder, she moved with a serene, chilling authority. She took a special, unsettling interest in Imani. "You, Miss Adebayo, are a testament to our new vision for Blackwood," the headmistress had said, her smile never quite reaching her cold, grey eyes. "A symbol of our commitment to a more diverse future." It felt less like a welcome and more like a branding. The mystery began with the locket. During a boring history lecture, Imani was idly sketching the intricate crest on its surface when she saw it. An old, unused version of the Blackwood school crest, displayed in a dusty corner of the auditorium, bore an identical, stylized star pattern. It was a small thing, a coincidence, but in a place where every stone was steeped in history, it felt like a loose thread. That night, she showed it to Chloe. "Weird, right? It's like my family's locket has the school's old logo on it." Chloe, who usually treated Imani's world with polite disinterest, leaned in, her curiosity piqued. "That's not the old logo. That's the founder's personal family crest. It's not supposed to be anywhere but his tomb." "How do you have that?" The question hung in the air between them, the first fragile thread of an alliance. Chloe, bored with her predictable world, saw a puzzle. Imani, the ghost in the halls, saw a flicker of a story that might finally explain who she was. Driven by the anomaly of the crest, the two girls began to dig. Chloe's legacy status was their key, granting them access to the school's restricted archives, a dusty, forgotten wing of the library. While Chloe saw it as a thrilling bit of rebellion, Imani felt a deeper pull, a sense that she was searching for a part of herself. They found them tucked away in a mislabeled folio, a series of letters between the school's founder, Thaddeus Blackwood, and a man named Samuel Vance, dated in the 1880s. Samuel's letters were full of brilliant, innovative ideas, complete with sketches for a revolutionary steam-powered loom that could weave with unprecedented speed and complexity. Blackwood's replies were full of praise and promises of a grand partnership. "Vance," Chloe whispered, her eyes wide. "Imani, the scholarship you're on. It's not a diversity fund. It's the Vance Endowment for Disadvantaged Youth. My dad's on the board. He always said it was some old, anonymous gilt money." The pieces were clicking into place, forming a horrifying picture. Samuel Vance was Imani's great-great-grandfather. He wasn't just a correspondent, He was the true inventor. Their late-night research trips did not go unnoticed. The headmistress summoned Imani, her tone now stripped of its false warmth. "Your grades are impeccable, Miss Adebayo. But you seem distracted. I would hate for you to jeopardize the opportunity you've been given by getting lost in fanciful stories." The warning was clear. The next day, it was followed by an attack. Imani's meticulously researched essay on 19th century industrialism was flagged for plagiarism. An honor council hearing was called. Her scholarship, her entire future, was suddenly hanging by a thread. The message was brutal: "Stop digging, or we will bury you." Chloe was furious. "She's framing you. This is what they do. They crush anything that doesn't fit their perfect story." The injustice solidified their bond. Chloe was no longer just a curious thrill-seeker, but a fierce and loyal ally. That night, reeling from the accusation, Imani sat in her room, fiddling with the locket, the source of it all. Her fingers traced the crest, pressing into the star pattern. She felt a tiny click. A hidden seam had opened. With trembling hands, she pried it apart. Tucked inside the locket's secret compartment, perfectly preserved on a folded, tissue-thin piece of paper, was a miniature schematic. It was the final design for the steam-powered loom, signed and dated by Samuel Vance. It was the undeniable proof. They had the proof, but they were trapped. Headmistress Blackwood controlled every aspect of their lives at the academy. To present the schematic would be Imani's word against the institution, and the institution had already proven it would cheat to win. Their only chance was to expose the truth to an audience the headmistress couldn't control, the wealthy and powerful alumni attending the annual Founders' Day Gala. The plan was simple. During the headmistress's keynote speech, Chloe would use her position on the student tech crew to project the image of the schematic, alongside Samuel Vance's letters, onto the massive screen behind the podium. But just as they were heading towards the auditorium, a side door creaked open. The headmistress stood there, her serene mask completely gone, replaced by a look of cold, predatory rage. "You girls have been a profound disappointment," she said, her voice dangerously quiet. "Come with me." She led them not to her office, but up a narrow, winding staircase to the school's clock tower, a place that was strictly off-limits. Below them, through the grand arched windows, they could see the gala attendees mingling on the lawn, oblivious. "Did you really think you could undo 150 years of history?" She sneered, her voice echoing in the stone chamber. "My great-grandfather built an empire. He took a clever idea from a man who would have never known what to do with it and created a legacy, a tradition of excellence. This school. Your scholarship is a pittance, a charity to his memory." She stepped closer to Imani. "I can have you expelled. I can blacklist you from every university in this country. You will be a ghost, a nobody, just like he was. Your family will have nothing." She turned to Chloe. "And you, Miss Davenport. A word from me to your father about your rebellious streak, and your trust fund, your future. It all becomes very complicated." It was a perfect checkmate. They were isolated, threatened, with no way to escape. "You're right," Chloe said, her voice surprisingly steady. She held up her phone, which had been concealed in her blazer pocket. "It is my word against yours. But it's also your voice, on a live feed, being streamed directly to the school's news blog." The headmistress's face froze. Through the phone speaker, a faint echo of her own voice could be heard, followed by the rising murmur of hundreds of gasps from the gala below. Her confession, her threats, her venomous admission, it had all been broadcast. The fallout was immediate and catastrophic. The Blackwood scandal became national news. The Board of Trustees, in a desperate act of damage control, forced the entire Blackwood family out and placed the school in the hands of an independent trust. An investigation confirmed that the school's vast fortune was built on Samuel Vance's stolen genius. In an act of historical justice, a significant portion of the endowment was legally transferred to a new trust in the name of Samuel Vance's descendants. Imani, the scholarship girl, was now the heir to the very legacy that had tried to erase her. The next semester, Blackwood Academy felt different. The air was lighter. Imani was no longer a ghost. She and Chloe, now co-chairs of the new Student Historical Truth Committee, walked the halls not as outsiders or legacies, but as equals. Together, they were rewriting the story of Blackwood, ensuring that no one's history would ever be silenced again.